Hey now, what's up, everybody? We're gonna do some Code Katas today, so let's go ahead and get into it. Let's go over to codewars.com, and if you don't know, Code Katas are little coding challenges. We like to sort them by most completed, and we're doing them all one by one. I think the one that we're on right now. Is this a triangle? Let's check it out. So we need to implement a method that accepts three integer values, a, b, and c. The method should return true if a triangle can be built with the sides of the given length, and false if it cannot. It says in this case all triangles must have a surface greater than 0 to be accepted. Cool, so we're going to get three values, three different lengths, and we have to figure out if a triangle can be made. So let's go ahead, let's try. And the way we do that, if any two sides are, what is it, greater? Is it greater than the third side? Then it can be a triangle. Is that what it is? I think so. Determine if triangle based on side lengths I don't want to watch a video. So if the two, so right here we can see if two of the sides added together are greater than the third side, then we know that then the triangle can be made. Cool. All right, so let's bring this down locally. Let's open it up in VS Code. All right. Let's go ahead and bring in our title. And let's bring in our function. So we also need to bring in our test. Console.log, and let's start up Quokka. So if a plus b is greater than c, then yes, it can be a triangle. If b plus c, so what are our ops? So let's, okay, so we'll say if, I mean, what are the different options we could have? If a plus b is greater than c, or if b plus c or if, let's say, or if A plus C is greater than B, or if B plus C is greater than A. Those are the 3 different outcomes that we can have. B plus C is greater than A. If all of that, if one of those is true, then we will return true. Oh. So this one should, or else return false. This one should return false, it's saying. If A plus B is greater than C, if A plus C is greater than B, or if B plus C is greater than A. I mean, that is the formula, right? Let's go back and check this out. So this should work. Let's see here. A plus B is greater than C, A plus C is greater than B, B plus C is greater than A. Is there another option? No. 7 plus 2 would be, if we're looking at this test that's failing, 7 plus 2, 9. So that would not be, so this one should return false. Let's see here. A plus B is 9. That's not greater than C. A 7, 8, 9 is not greater than B. B plus C, 2 plus 2, 4 is not greater than A. So why are we getting true returned? Right? That doesn't make sense. Let's log them out. Let's log A plus B. True. A plus B is greater 9. Okay, so that's greater than C, so that's right. This is the one that should fail. Well, these both should, this one should fail. This should be false. It is false. So why is it not reaching that? Oh. Oh. Oh, we're saying or. So these are passing. So it's going ahead. It's going to go ahead and return true. So if one of these is false, we want it to fail, right? So These need to be ands. Right? Is that what's going on here? All should pass. Okay. And this should still return true, I think. Cool. So that's what, yeah. They all need to be true. Cool. And we could do this as a one-liner. We could say let is triangle not gonna help me, I guess, because we've already there we go. We'll pass in A, B, C, arrow function. We'll bring this in. We'll use a ternary. We'll say true. And if not, then false. Cool. This is pretty ugly though, but we're gonna go ahead and submit this one. See if it works. Thank you, lady. Test it. Attempt. Cool. Alright, let's see what everybody else did. And see, that's what I was gonna say. We don't need to explicitly tell it to return true or false. It just does it by default. If all requirements are met. So this sorted them. Then it just does one check. Interesting. Cool. Math.max. I don't know what's going on here. If A is greater than 0 and B is greater than 0 and C, so they're checking if... So they didn't need to do this part. Cool. Yeah, so this is the best way to do it. This is the way we should have done it. Cool. Let's do one more. Credit card mask. Usually when you buy something, you're asked whether your credit card number, phone number, or answer to your most secret question is still correct. However, since someone could look over your shoulder, you don't want that shown on your screen. Instead, we mask it. Your task is to write a function maskify, which changes all but the last 4 characters into hashes. So, okay, cool. Okay, so what do we want to do here? Um, okay, so I think we could loop backwards and say if index is if the index is greater than 5 or 4, then we want to replace it with a hash. Right? Or you know what we could do? We could... See, I don't know how these spaces are going to work. Let's go ahead and bring it down locally and start to play with it. Let's bring in our function. And let's bring in our test. Then we'll change these to .logs and let's get Quokka started. Okay, we're getting undefined returned. That's good. So in the examples, they were giving us these ones with these huge spaces in front of it. I guess they were just doing that just to make it all look even. I guess we're not going to really get anything like that. So what we could do, we could loop through the string. So if we loop backwards through the string, we could map over it. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, so what we want, we're gonna map over it if the index is greater than, what is it, 3 or we'll figure it out. Let's return. We want to spread it out, so we'll say dot map, we want to take our whatever we want to, we'll call it, it's not, we'll just call it our element, and our index, and then we want to say zero, 1, 2, 3. So we want to say if index is if index is greater than or is less than cc.length minus 4, then we want to change it to a hash. Or else we want our number, not our number, our element. Cool. So it looks like that worked. But what we need to do is we need to join it like so. And if we look, check it out, it works. How about that? How about them apples? Cool. So let's put it into Code Wars and see what happens. We might get some errors. Pass. Pass. Cool. Awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and submit that and see how other people pulled it off. See, they took it, they sliced it, they took the last 4 numbers, then they replaced all with hashes, and then they added the slice back on to the end. It's cool. We're doing some regex here. I'm not sure what's going on. They're replacing all except for, I guess these 4 little dots represent the 4 at the end of the string. I'm not sure how that works. Here's the same kind of thing going on here. Here they split it, they looped over it. Except for the last 4. Cool. It's kind of what we did. We used a map. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Let's knock out a couple more. Reversed strings. Well, this is easy enough. We're given a word, and we have to reverse the word. There's a few different ways we could do this. Let's go ahead and bring it down locally. Let's bring in our function. Oops. And let's bring in our test. Okay, we're getting undefined returns. That's good. So the easiest way to do this is we could say we want to return we want to spread it out, turn it into an array. So we'll use our spread operator. Then we'll say dot reverse. So that gives us our word reversed, and then we could say dot join. And we join it like that. See? So that works. Another way we could do it, this iterates over our string, I think, 2 times. Or maybe 3 with the spread operator. I'm not sure. But if we used a for loop, we could just go over the string 1 time. So it'd be more performative. So we could say, let's copy our function. Let's get rid of this. We want to build up a new string, so we'll say let reversed string equal an empty string. And then we will have our for loop, and we want to loop over it. We want to loop over our string backwards. So we'll say let I equal what do we want? So to loop backwards, we want our index to be the length of the string. And then we want to, so we'll say string length minus 1. Then while I is greater than 0, then we want to decrement. So we'll say I minus minus. Then we'll let letter equal string at index. And then we will say reverse string plus equals letter. Then we will return our reversed string. And that is missing some letters. Do we not want this? Minus 2. Minus 1. Oh. Greater than or equal to. Cool. So that does it. So that's with the for loop. I don't know if this test will fail. I guess not. Should be fine. We're going to go ahead and submit to this one. our higher order methods. Let's test it out. Let's attempt it. Very cool. Let's submit it, see how other people did. Split, reverse join, that's what we did. Split, reverse join. Spread, reverse join. Loop. Yep. String dot length is greater than 0. Solution. Oh, so they're using recursion. Cool. How does substring work? So they're taking... Let's look at substring real quick. Substring method returns the part of the string between the start and end indexes, or to the end of the string. So 2, okay. So they're taking the first letter off. They're saying plus string of character 0. I don't know what's going on here, honestly. Oh, we're calling the function over and over again. So interesting. So it's kind of just flip-flopping the letters every time we call the function. Interesting. Okay, cool. So let's do, I guess, one more. Your order, please. Your task is to sort a given string. Each word in the string will contain a single number. This number is the position the word should have in the result. Note, numbers can be from 1 to 9, so 1 will be the first word, not 0. If the input string is empty, return if the input string is empty, return an empty string. The words in the input string will only contain valid consecutive numbers. Cool. So we're given a bunch of words. Each word has a number in it. That number is what index, is what position it should be at in the sentence. Cool. So let's bring it down locally and let's play around with it. Open it up in VS Code. Title. Let's grab our function. And grab our test. So I'm thinking so we're getting undefined return, that's good. I think that what we want to do we want to replace. We want to be able to like when we figure out the number, we want to be able to poke it into the right spot. So I think what we want to do is create an empty array, or array with just zeros or whatever, and then but we want it to be the same length as the amount of words in our string, and then once we find out a number, we can replace those zeros at the correct spot based on their index. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll say let final. This will be our final string, or our final answer, and it will equal a new array, and we want the array to be the length of words. So we'll say words dot length, and we want to fill it. We'll say dot fill, and we'll just fill it with zeros. I mean, it doesn't matter what we filled it with. So if we check out final, it should be an array full of zeros. If we we don't want so this is giving us a 0 for every single letter, and we just want a 0 for each word. So we're gonna need to split our words first. So we'll say, let's let split words equal words dot split, and we'll split it like that. And then we need this to be split words. That should give us the correct amount of zeros. Now we have a 0 for each individual word. So what we want to do, so we'll say if we want to go ahead and check that there are words. So if split words is greater than 0, dot length, is greater than 0. So if we have words, then we want to loop through them. So we'll say let I equal 0, while I is less than split words dot length. Then we want to increment. Let's go ahead and let word equal split words at index. So now we'll have our word, so whenever we're ready to replace it in our array, we can have the word. We also want to find our number. We want to find the number in our word. So we could use regex, or I'm thinking that we could say let number equal, we want to take our word. So now we have our individual word, and we want to say dot split. So we'll split our individual word into an array, and then we want to sort it. And if I'm right, that will put our number at the beginning of the array. So let's go ahead and see. We've sorted it, and now the number is the first element. So if we go ahead and grab the first letter like that, we get all of our numbers. Cool. And then we want to go ahead and we want to say final dot splice. We want to splice it at number. We want to remove one character, and we want to replace it with word. And now if we return final, we're getting it, except for I don't know what this 0 is here. This is a test. Cool. And then we need to join it, of course, on a space. I don't know why we're getting that 0 though. Oh, because we need to subtract 1 here, because arrays start at 0. This is based off 1, 2, 3, 4. This starts at 1, so we need to subtract 1 to get the 0 index. Cool. And if we check it out, it works. This is a test. This is a test. Cool. All right, let's throw it into Code Wars, see what happens. Nice. Let's attempt it. We did it. All right, let's check out everybody else's answers. I'm sure there's a more elegant one. Still going. Sometimes it takes a long time. Cool. Let's see what they did. They returned words.split.sort. Huh. Not sure what's going on here. A dot match, B dot match. I don't know what this regex does. They have nested loops. If array at J. Interesting. Let's sort. Cool. All right. find the next perfect square. So it's going to be a mathy one. We might save this one for next time. Let's go ahead and read it though. You might know pretty large perfect squares, but what's the next one? Yeah, we'll save this one for next time. Thank you everybody for watching. Yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Peace.